to me, along with the climate emergency, the most important and dangerous threat to us is the threat to our NHS, and I'm speaking in support of the reference back to the NHS. Unfortunately, a corporate employee out of here stopped me from leafleting about the NHS, so I'd just like to show you that. And if anyone wants to come and get a leaflet from me, please come and get one. This is a local campaign. We need to oppose this healthcare bill, oppose the ICS system that's coming in. Successive governments, unfortunately Labour as well, have been complicit with this. Privatisation, denationalisation, cuts, rationing. We want a fully renationalised, fully funded, fully staffed, free for all. You know, it's been split into 42 areas, it's been denationalised, collective bargaining and everything will be gone. And, you know, it was really nice hearing the well-paid shadow cabinet names, but I'll name a few unpaid campaigners that literally are out every day. Felicity Darling, Leslie Mahmood, Mary Whitby, Dr Bob Gill, and not to mention Jeremy Corbyn.
Thank you, Delegate. Thank you.
I'm a Whitby from Sefton Central in Merseyside. I'd like to know why the CAC has allowed Murdoch's Lion Tory rag to come to this conference. I would like an answer to that question, please. Do you have an answer?
Okay, come on, we haven't got all day. Come on. Conference. The point has been made very succinctly, and I congratulate the delegate on her succinctness. The point has been responded to by the Hall. Let us now get on.
Emma Whitby, are you there?
Hi, yeah, I'm here. Thanks for inviting me on.
Great to see you. Thank you for coming on. I thought she was a horrible response to Margaret Beckett there, but what do you think about this story about Keir Starmer now writing in the Sun tomorrow, apparently?
Yeah, I think it's actually trolling us. I don't think, it's by accident, and I'd like to make clear, it's not just Liverpool. That rag is the enemy of the working class. In the 70s and 80s, growing up, my mum wouldn't have that rag or the News of the World in our house. She always said they were Lion Tory rags, and in 1989, obviously a lot of my family were there. My dad, my husband, who was my boyfriend, my friends, family. I should have been there, but I couldn't go that day. We knew the truth from day one. The day they came back with the tickets in their hands, they hadn't took the tickets off them. They made them park miles away, called them scouse scum. They caused that. Then they put the lie out about them kicking the gates down, which went round the world. I challenged Tom Newton-Dunn at conference as well. He was very patronising to me, told me I should refer to Murdoch as Mr. Murdoch, and I told him I wouldn't. And he said, oh, they apologise. I said, well, too little, too late. The lie had gone round the world. But it's a racist, disgusting, divisive rag. And, it's against all the working class, not just Liverpool. Not everyone who died at Hillsborough was from Liverpool. But unfortunately, I think it was only Liverpool a lot of the country would have believed the lies about. And it was a constant disappointment, to be honest, that so many people, and I'd say only English people, the constant Liverpool abuse we got was always from English people, both home and abroad, never Irish, Scottish or Welsh or Spanish or French. It was, it was constant. And it was because obviously Thatcher and the rest of the establishment had waged a war against Liverpool because we stood up to them. We fought back and they didn't like it, and that's the point. But as for Starmer, this is purely trolling. This is just to get more people to leave, to get angry. He knows exactly what he's doing. The readership of the rag has gone down massively. So this excuse about getting to readers is just spurious. It's not true. I think it's absolutely outrageous, and disgusting. But sadly, doesn't surprise me. And when he said during the leadership election, he wasn't going to speak. We noted at the time, he said during this campaign, and everyone with any sense didn't believe a word he said. And I'm not surprised at all how things have gone,
Yeah. What did you think about the heckling that he got? Do you think that they're going to suspend members who heckled him? What else can we do? It seems like he doesn't listen to what anyone's saying, does he?
He doesn't listen now, and unfortunately, a lot of us have been shut down by members of our CLPs as well. You know, I've been constantly told, oh no, keep quiet, don't speak out, follow the rules, follow the system. Well, they don't follow the rules, you know, and I'm not going to keep quiet, and I am going to speak out. You know, the NHS is all but gone, you know, and there's people, good people that have been fighting for years. You know, I mentioned a few names at conference. You know, also the Merseyside pensioners from Liverpool are leading the fight against the arms fair. Absolutely inspirational people, Audrey White amongst one of them. You know, there's another demonstration next Saturday on the 9th at 12:30 outside Liverpool Town Hall, if anyone can make it. You know, that they were, many of them were the 47 who stood up for our city in the 80s, you know, and they obviously they were all thrown out the Labour Party. Then there was a group of Labour councillors a number of years later who stood up against the poll tax, and they were all thrown out. No, they're absolutely fantastic people who've carried on fighting, and it's a shame some of the Labour MPs and councillors now haven't got the integrity and the bottle that they had to stand up for us, because they're waving all these things through. They're waving through the privatisation of the NHS, you know, and to be honest, the Socialist Campaign Group I've been really disappointed with. You know, if I read one more strongly worded open letter or petition, you know, they're all very well when they've had a few drinks at the World Transformed, coming out and, you know, saying all these words, but what are they actually going to do? What are they going to do today about him writing in that rag? You know, they need to come out and stand strong and speak up for us. All the MPs from Merseyside, my MP is a load of rubbish. You know, I've messaged him and asked him where he stands about the rag, and he doesn't answer me. You know, he undermined Jeremy Corbyn. He's absolutely awful. And when are they going to actually do something and stand up? Apart from, I'd say, two in Merseyside, Ian Byrne and Dan Carden are both brilliant, and Margaret Greenwood over the water. The rest of them aren't worth a carrot, to be honest, and they're actually doing us damage.
Yeah, and I mean, I watched that NHS debate, and you know, Jonathan Ashworth was doing all these sort of angry faces about what they're. It was almost like he was playing a part, wasn't he, of some sort of angry what they're doing to our NHS and stuff like that. And then when you came on and said, we don't want, we've got to save the NHS from privatisation, we want it back in control. He just walked off, didn't he? He actually walked off the stage because he didn't want to face that kind of conflict, did he?
He's a very rude man. I mean, my sister Mary Whitby does a lot of campaigning for the NHS, and she approached him at Liverpool conference a couple of years ago, and he was very rude and dismissive. You know, a lot of them are, and they need to remember who put them there, and they need to be answerable to us, and we should be able to get rid of them. You know, and it's such a shame, you know, what they did to Chris Williamson. We could have got rid of a load of them, but we know it was a witch hunt, and we know what they were doing. You know, a comrade of mine at conference, sitting at a meeting after on the Tuesday evening, got his email to say he was suspended. You know, there and then, couldn't go the next day.
On the Tuesday?
Sorry, Monday night it was, yeah, because he couldn't go on Tuesday. Yeah, we were sitting in the Labour Against the Witch Hunt meeting with Jackie Walker and Loki, and he got his email there and then to say he was suspended. You know, I'm constantly checking my emails. They're ruling with fear. The atmosphere at conference was awful. I mean, the three of us were first-time delegates. I have been to North West Regional, and I've been to Liverpool conference as a visitor. But I mean, the atmosphere was wonderful because Jeremy was leader and everything else. But the atmosphere, especially that debate when Ruth Smith and Hodge spoke, all these people came into the conference room, all men in suits standing right by us. In fact, our own MP, the first sight we'd had of him, he came and sat by us, and we felt he was watching us. We were being filmed. When we were voting at the end of that, they were filming us voting. It was intimidating, hostile. I mean, I didn't catch, she said to me, we haven't got all day. Well, I'll send a message to her now. We've had 32 years of families fighting for justice. And I've still got my letter from Straw I wrote. They promised new inquests for Hillsborough, and they didn't do it, you know, as a favour to Murdoch to pay back for the so-called landslide win in '97. So, yeah, we have got all day. We've got 32 years. You know, she was very rude the way she spoke to all the delegates who spoke. In fact, all the chairs were really. And it was a horrible, horrible, intimidating, uncomfortable atmosphere. And I'd come away feeling really down and depressed, but I was inspired by the fantastic speakers, especially the young ones. You know, we had a group from Sefton CLP who were brilliant, got the right to food motion through, and, you know, loads of other really fantastic young speakers. And, you know, they're our hope, and we need to be there to fight with them.
Yeah, well, you were inspiring as well. I mean, you when you went on really early on that Saturday and you came on and talked about the sun, everyone was up, and you know, and it inspired. I mean, I went and spoke, and I know other people went up and spoke because you'd kind of given license to us to feel we could. So, I didn't know you'd not been to a conference before. The way you came up, you looked like it was the most boring thing you'd ever done in your life. Really casual about it. That was fantastic. And you know what you've just said now. You know, lots of people are fired up by this because it was a depressing week. And the heckling was the result of frustration about not being able to be heard and those kind of debates that you described, that one on the Sunday. I'll never forget it. It was
Awful.
Traumatic.
It was.
I think it was a trauma. It traumatized me. I still dream about that thing. I wake up in the night thinking about that debate on the Sunday. I've got to move on. I could speak to you for longer, but I've got other people. Thank you. Thank you very much for coming on, Emma.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And